Hi, my name is Saphronia Young. Thank you for joining me today as I present to you about social justice and equity in technology for 541 Leadership and Administrative Technology. As I was doing my research, I stumbled upon a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., and he said, "Whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." With that being said, technology continues to advance, but it's leaving certain communities left behind. Imagine if every learner and community had full access and leverage to the technology needed for full participation in learning. Think about if every learner was equipped with the devices, technical support, and high-speed internet connection. Let's take a look at what social justice means. Justice is the concept of fairness. Social justice is fairness as it manifests in society. That includes fairness in healthcare, employment, housing, and more. In a socially just society, human rights are respected and discrimination is not allowed to flourish. Digital equality. The condition in which individuals and communities have the information technology capacity that is needed for full participation in the society and economy of the United States. A digital world. According to an article by UEN, technology can both promote and undermine social justice, equality, and inclusion, depending on how it's developed, deployed, and regulated. In some cases, technology can serve as a tool for empowering marginalized communities, increasing access to resources, and challenging existing power structures. It's estimated that about 16 million students lack decent connectivity and access to devices. Some of the barriers that impact learners and communities are awareness and understanding of available programs, access to resources, and the lack of opportunities to build digital literacy skills. The Digital Equity Education Roundtables initiatives desires to enable opportunities for learning and fully participate in a digital environment. The Office of Education Technology envisions a future in which every learner has the ability to access affordable internet, adequate devices, and digital literacy training to be able to fully participate and collaborate in online learning. In the spring of 2022, OET hosted a series of conversations with community organizations, learners, and families to learn about the barriers they faced. Based on the feedback they received, they published some guidelines on equitable broadband adoption to support states in building a digital equity plan. OET stated, "You need access, but with access, you need tools. With the tools, you also need the training, or what we call support. In other words, you can't just give someone the tools and expect them to succeed. So we just want to make sure that we emphasize that there is needed training as well as learner help desk support." Internet access and digital equity. During a series of conversations, 3 components of the digital equity were discussed to serve all learners fairly: availability, affordability, and adoption. Availability will ensure that reliable coverage of high-speed wired or wireless services are available. Affordability, providing support to cover the cost of services and devices. And adoption, by providing learners and families with information and support to obtain regular service and technology tools. Strategies to assist in solving social justice and equity include to provide hotspots and devices to learners and educators, to use public spaces as established internet access. Communities will need to partner with internet services to lower the cost of ongoing federal, state, and local funding to purchase equipment and affordable internet and digital literacy programs. They need to create solutions with community members and organizations to be able to provide digital literacy and support opportunities for all, and have regular conversations seeking feedback and needs from learners and community members. So everyone needs to be included in this process of making our digital world available for everyone, affordable, and adopt programs to be able to allow people to have access to what they need for online learning. The bipartisan infrastructure law addresses digital equity through a $65 billion investment. The purpose of the law is to provide learners and families with the connectivity they need to engage in online learning opportunities. But as a part of the bipartisan infrastructure law, the Digital Equity Act relies on states to develop digital equity plans that identify barriers, digital inclusion, and set objectives to address them. DeAndre Weaver, the chief of digital equity officer, stated, "Over the last years, we've learned that broadband access to the internet and technology-enabled learning are not nice to haves, but critically essential to providing continuity during disruptive and uncertain times. The future of learning will force us to utilize connected devices to create more ubiquitous and more powerful learning experiences for students, independent of time and location." The $65 billion bipartisan investment into our country's technological infrastructure will move us closer to achieving digital equity for all communities and students, and particularly for students of color, Native students who live in rural and urban communities, and for students who attend historically Black colleges and universities, and other minorities serving higher education institutions. How can we ensure social justice in a digital world? Technology has improved productivity, economic growth, and enabled knowledge and sharing of information, but with the improvement comes a downfall of inequality. Technological advancements have not provided the same opportunities to poor populations, due to the lack of capability for people to access it and use it to suit their needs. Kevin Pacino, an Ohio State electrical and computer engineering professor, created Technology for Social Justice. He said, "Technology has a significant impact on human development, including standard living, health, and education. The focus needs to be on advancing technologies for marginalized individuals that can help alleviate poverty, racism, and inequalities." According to Wafa bin Hassin, an attorney and human rights advocate, users must be involved in the decision-making process at every level, so their realities and rights are accounted for. Social justice just goes far beyond equity. It requires fairness and acknowledgement in the values of human diversity. Ms. Rahi wrote that over the years, social media has strengthened social justice movements by providing easily accessible information. But at the same time, the misuse of these platforms has contributed to the destruction of social justice and is now posing a threat. Michael Posner stated that disinformation distorts the truth and accelerates racial, ethnic, and political division. In order to ensure social justice, social media platforms needs to be more responsible for their content on their sites. They have the means to identify and remove harmful content, but they have yet to take the step up and be responsible despite the growing demands that they need to do so. The people that are served by the digital world should be able to contribute their ideas to ensure social justice. The OET, or the Office of Educational Technology, has listed 5 key steps that leaders can take in their digital equity planning. And these steps are to develop and earn public trust through partnerships, learn from those impacted by inequitable access and provide opportunities for feedback, co-develop clear goals and strategies with communities to craft a comprehensive digital equity plan, raise public awareness, and provide ongoing support for low or no-cost broadband programs. And lastly, provide digital literacy training and professional learning opportunities to all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you found this information useful.